amazing. But we all don't have Ryan working in our engineering team for us. So what can you take away if you don't have this technology? Well, really, it's about capturing information, and in many cases, that's about your forms and the fields you choose to put in your forms and making sure they have purpose. Right. Most marketers are getting better and better with this, knowing what's the critical things that they need to know, whether it's information for their sales team, for lead gen. Really, it's not about standard forms anymore. Finding out what the right fields are and the right number of fields through testing, and then just making sure every opportunity that you engage, that you confirm something, you're always getting another piece of information.
Yeah. And another thing to add to that is, for years we've been optimizing that demand flow because that's our primary acquisition for users. But one of the things we noticed in the process of doing a recommendation engine is that you don't even always have to ask. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of ways that you could guess someone's gender with pretty high accuracy. You can guess their age. I mean, if you are doing some sort of a survey and you ask a question that implies that that person has children, that right there is a very important piece of information. That's something your sales force could use to market to them differently. I mean, there's all kinds of different pieces of data that you acquire over time that if you put the right thought through it, you can infer things from it. And I think that's a big takeaway for us was that you only have to ask for minimal stuff, and then you just use activity to get more.
And connecting to the motivation too. Most people don't really want to get your email, so how can you give them an email that they're waiting to get, or they want to get, or see value in? So we did 2 quick examples just that we saw people doing a good job of this. So Titleist doesn't do give us your information so we can sell you golf balls. They have a fitting for golf balls and ask you a variety of different questions about your game and so on. And then ultimately with the lead capture form, every question there is specific to something that they want to give you. Your handicap, the golf ball you're using right now. You can see how they could infer things and then obviously segment and target better. IKEA is unbelievable. I don't know if you guys have ever gone through their flow, but they ask a pretty standard form, and then they ask lots and lots and lots of questions. And every question that you ask, there's a drop down that asks not only how many children you have, but what are the ages of your children and that sort of thing. And you can imagine how that would allow them to target you with an offer on bunk beds or whatever it might be. So they do a pretty amazing job with that. Of course, you have to test to make sure that you're not losing those. But then this is the email they send out, which I completed this, and then it told me I'd only done 20% of my profile. So I'm not sure what else they need, and then they followed up and said, we've changed our questions. So that's a pretty extreme example, but you can think about how you can look at your forms in a new way to see how every time you touch someone, you're really getting the most information you can.
So have you gone back and actually finished your other 80%?
I didn't know.
No?
No. Maybe next year I'll return and let you guys know.
Maybe around Christmas time.